I don't know whether Tom Tugendhat can possibly be the front runner in the Conservative Party leadership race, no matter whether, one looks at him and thinks, this is the only moderate in the running. This is the only person worth considering. But today, on the Sunday with Laura Kuenssberg, was a defining moment in his bid for the Conservative leadership, where his remarks showcased both his pragmatic views and the limits of his approach to policy reform. His comment that shouting at foreigners from the White Cliffs does little to solve the UK's migration issues highlights the futility of hardline rhetoric, which otherwise one sees in the in what is being promoted by the other leadership candidates in this complex and globalized world. Tugendhat's position reflects a broader critique of simplistic immigration stances, insisting that serious economic and legal frameworks, rather than aggressive posturing and quoting half-understood facts. Last night I was talking at some length about the various misinterpretations of the 1951 Refugee Convention, the agreement that we still uphold, and how that is underpinned by case history. And it's something that Suella Braverman herself recognised, which is why she pushed forward with the three Braverman laws: the Illegal Immigration Law, the Nationality and Borders Act, and ultimately the Rwanda Act, which was pushed forward under James Cleverly. Tugendhat also proposed a conservative revolution focusing on delivering higher wages and lowering migration, yet his reluctance to provide clear answers, such as whether he would reinstate the Rwanda migration scheme, exposed a cautious, non-committal side to his platform. As he explained, predicting policy 4 years into the future is difficult, and this ambiguity can be frustrating, particularly for a public looking for straightforward answers. Critics may argue that while Tugendhat's ideas are ambitious, they lack precision, and they lack the decisiveness necessary to galvanize a party's struggle with internal divisions and a trust deficit. His cautious response to leaving parts of the European Convention on Human Rights, which is a silly gesture towards the right wing, is another example of this balance between pragmatism and vagueness, and I think not a clever one. He advocated for reform or derogation, following examples like France, but stopped short of committing to a wholesale exit unless it became unavoidable. Well, the thing that should be reformed, I think, probably is the 1951 Refugee Convention, because it was dealing with a refugee situation that occurred after the Second World War, not with the migration that we are seeing at the moment. And I think a lot of countries would welcome an opportunity for a government to lead an international review of that convention. While his tone on the show was measured and thoughtful, critics might argue that this restraint, whether on specific policies like Rwanda or his broader vision for reform, may leave him appearing overly cautious in an era where clarity and assertiveness are prized, even if it's about exaggerating reality, even if it's about saying something that is unlikely to be deliverable.